All right, welcome. It is the Inside NBA show. You are with Matty G and Skiddy, where I'm at my parents' house right now in the scenic Gold Coast, and the internet is wonderful. Skiddy, and this is also why I don't have any sleeves. This is why I don't have any sleeves on, because I'm in the tropical Gold Coast.
Oh, mate, what a beautiful part of the world, eh, man? It must be it'd be 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock there, and I'm guessing it'd be about 22 degrees already, I'd say.
Yeah, look, it's a wonderful time to be. It's definitely not an American winter for Christmas time. I'll tell you that much. So I'm looking forward to it. You are looking slim and trim and doing good things. I've actually got to say this, and I said in the preview the other day that you're the one who we always give shit for curtains on the show. Like, it's a bit of a running joke about the curtains. Look at that. That is a childhood deep cut stained Santa Glass window, but. If I look over, this is exactly what was here. So I'm very happy with the new cropping. I don't know. The cropping does this in such a way that it's brilliant. Hey, look, let's get down to it. Let's do the show. Let's have some fun, and let's talk NBA hoops.
Welcome to the ultimate super coach and fantasy sports show. You are now listening to the Insight Fantasy Sports Podcast.
The big leading question that we want to start with today is that will Santa give me the present of Kyrie Irving returning anytime soon?
No, he will not be, unfortunately, mate. So, he's still out. I think it's going to hamper you a little bit, but that's what I'm saying. My pickup for the next 2 days, Jaden Hardy, with Luka also out for the Mavericks. They are so bloody depleted. Exum also out. Lively's also out. So they have lost a shit ton of their starters. And, Jaden Hardy and Timmy Hardaway, big-time pickups here.
Derrick Jones Jr. as well. Let's not sleep on the goodness that is Derrick Jones Jr. The man has been absolutely killing it. I'm tossing up with even dropping Emmanuel Quickly in one league to bring in Jaden Hardy for a couple games, even though Quickers has been going okay. I love Ness Quick, but sometimes you've just got to make moves. You've got to make moves, Skiddy.
Well, I've just picked up Hardy this morning when I saw Luka was confirmed out. So I was like, yeah, I'm picking up Hardy. So he's already on there, but I didn't say Derrick Jones Jr. because I already have Derrick Jones Jr. So I had picked him up a while ago in a 14-teamer, and he's slowly on my radar for 12s. And if he can keep up these defensive stats, then I'm in on Derrick Jones Jr. But he's I don't know, he's very hit and miss sometimes. So but he's like 14, 100%. He's staying on my roster, and then 12s. Look, if your team is injury stuffed as mine is, then he's definitely a look.
Don't even start me, mate. This week, Donovan Mitchell have a cold, and I'm down like 3 threes in a game. So this week I've been dealing with Donovan Mitchell out and Lowry Markkanen. So that hurts when these guys, and Jason Tatum in another league for a game as well. So you never know when it's going to hit. But those are the shouts, especially with Luka, who is one of obviously your most prized picks. Like, this is a guy who's giving like top 3 all year in fantasy. So when this guy like that comes, you've got to roll with the punches. That's your big time plug. Should we go through the games? Should we look at this slate of games, because it's a bit chaotic leading up to the Christmas break, Skiddy? And also, if you are watching out there, if you have any questions you would like from Skiddy and I answered, if you have pickups, waiver ads, hit it in the chat. We'll make sure that we put it up on there. I'm going to put the comments bar beside so we can see. We'll throw it up on screen, and we'll answer our questions the best way that we can for you for this one here. But let's go around the league and let's do a bit of a, shall we do the preview? Sure, let's do the preview.
He's heating up.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. Look, this is it. Have you got a little we'll talk about the parlays at the end of the situation. We'll do that at the end as not occurs. Let's go through. Let's go the Raptors and the 76ers start up with what are we liking in this game today, Skiddy?
Yep, so just got to say very quickly before we do, obviously, tomorrow we have 13 games on. So when we're looking at our weekend back-to-back, always make sure that you actually have a roster spot. Make sure that you have the ability to put players in the positions that you need. But the back-to-backs that we have over this weekend, we have the Nuggets, Kings, Warriors, Nets, Mavs, Rockets, Heat, and Raptors. On that 13-game slate, there is 4 teams that don't play, which is the Heat, Suns, Sixers, and Wizards. So if you have abundance of those players, then you'll be looking for these players on a back-to-back that we like.
And shout out to the Washington Wizards, because you're picking up. I told this the other day. I've never given any. I don't give enough positive Wizards talk for no reason whatsoever. Well done, Washington Wizards. You had two games in 2 days on low volume days. Well played, Washington. Well played to you. So you're about to drop those.
What I always say though is, if you don't deserve praise, then you don't fucking get praise. So the Wizards, they don't get shit, but I will say they are better than the Detroit Pistons. So let's hope Detroit get another loss against the Nets, and we can see history being made for the worst team in the NBA.
And in breaking news overnight, I woke to a wonderful Bleacher Report this morning that has the Utah Jazz trolled the Pistons overnight after their 25-game losing streak. Like, purely taking the piss at this point. For a 25-game losing streak, it's like, why did we even show up to work today?
Oh, mate, that's outrageous. The fact that I said to the boys as well, I'm like, look, Detroit, this is their only chance to get a win in the foreseeable future. It was Utah on a back-to-back who had just lost to the Cavs the night before. So they had to travel from Cleveland to Detroit. It was a home game. And the Jazz had 3 starters out, 8 out in overall or something like that, and they still fucking lost. That is just an absolute disgrace. They must have been circling it to the calendar, being like, this is the one, boys. This is the one we're going to win.
This is it, guys. We're going to get it today. This is the game.
And they still lost. That was unbelievable.
Oh, look, we've had our first one in chat, and especially because we're talking about the Detroit Pistons, I think it's a very timely chat. Shout out, Mike. What are our thoughts on Asar Thompson? My team is doing all right. I'm near the top. Do I hold on to Asar and stash him, or is there no point? No, there is a point, because he's still getting you those. Look, let's talk, Mike. The guy's not showing up he was an absolute gun to start the season. He was everyone's favorite fantasy blokes. He was the darling of I picked up Asar Thompson with the 128th pick, man. Like, he was like that guy. Like, he was giving top 25 value to start the season like a bloody rocket. And he's obviously regressed a little bit. This is what happens in rookies. I'll bring up now to see where he is on the season. Currently, he's near the top. So currently, Detroit, he's the 140th ranked player right now. So this is where we see that swing on hashtag basketball. Mike, you're doing okay. You don't need to panic. And there's going to be a point in time where the Detroit Pistons, and I use this so lightly, Skiddy, they just go full tank.
Yes. Yeah. I think they're already there, in all honesty, but they're still trying to do what they can. But yeah, I'm there with you, Mike. If you need the top, mate, this is a bloke that's just got such an unbelievable fantasy skill set. So I'd say that you just hold for now. Keep him while you can until you start to start losing a couple of matchups in a row. Then you're kind of going to have to make that tough call. But Detroit are doing fuck all. They are dog shit, and they are going to have to be able to put more Asar into the lineup. And surely Monty he's got to realize that he's got no one else better. For defensive wise, this guy can just get everything that you need, and hopefully by, let's say, Feb, he'll be rolling starter back at what they were doing at the start of the year, because he was killing it. I mean, I know he's 150th or whatever he is now. So if you're still at the top, then I'd say hold. If you start losing a few and you're realizing that you're not going to make finals, that's when you start to panic and get rid of him.
That's when you do that, Mike. So hold on to him for now, 100%. That's what I like about that one. I think that they appreciate it, gents, and I'll continue to hold and not don't panic drop. That's the one thing that we said. Like, Mike, you go back through the Insight Podcast Network. Look to the 5 keys pods just before the season. So look at our October pods. Look at the 5 keys, the 5th one. There was one in there when we say just don't panic. Mick Dell and I talked about it all the time. Like, Matty, what's the key? Like, just don't panic. You don't panic in your draft. You don't panic when I should be panicked. But I'm not cocky. I'm just confident that I know that I have good players on my team who will eventually be their averages, because I've had a lot of injuries in my season, a couple of my seasons currently, and I'm like, I don't like it. So how do you deal with that? Well, you just don't panic, and you wait, and you keep on banking on guys who are good. When they turn to absolute shitballs and bad, like how's this? I was about to drop Kelly Olynyk for a stream the other day, and you never know what's going to happen in fantasy world. So let's just talk about it this way, Mike and Skiddy. I was about to drop Kelly Olynyk and bring him in. Then I saw that a couple of starters were going to be possibly out, and Lowry was out. So I was like, look, I'm just going to hold on to him. He's going to probably be more serviceable than I thought. He was 10 from 16, 4 from 4 from the line, 3 threes, 27 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. I had the Yahoo alert pop up. You know, when one of your players pops off, you're having a really good day. Yeah. Didn't expect to see popping off on my notification. It's good old Kelly Olynyk with 4 steals. That was not one that I was expecting by any. The 4 turnovers, he can just get shanked on. But apart from that, we never know what's going to happen there. So, mate, appreciate your time, mate. And you picked that one up. Skiddy, shall we get down to, before we get to the hot players and the ads, shall we go through the games one by one?
Yeah, let's get it. So we've got Toronto versus Philadelphia in Philly. To start her off, Toronto.
Philly!
Coloco. Yeah. Philly, we've got Nick Batum out. Melton is a game time, same as Pat Bev, and so is my bum, but who cares? And but you know, when you're talking about Philly, it's one man. It's the number 1 overall ranked player in the last month. It's Joel bloody Embiid dropping 40 points a game in the last month. This is outrageous what he's doing. Also, too, I know a lot of people are going like, "Oh, how good's Embiid? Like, you know, this has been unbelievable. He's averaging 40. He's averaging like 18 free throws a game. Like, my God,
massive numbers,
like garbage calls. But either way, it's good for fantasy. He's getting the free throws up. The points is unbelievable. This is outrageous what Embiid's doing. So let me just say this, G. For the past, I think it's 2 weeks, Embiid is averaging 40 points, 12 rebounds, also 2 blocks on 60% from the field and 94% from the free throw line. That is just outrageous what he's doing. He's passionate.
I had the conversation. I think you and I did one of these. We talked about the uniqueness of the Nick Nurse situation in Philadelphia, and we were like, "Do we fade Joel Embiid?" And we're like, "You don't fade Joel Embiid, but if you're curious, or like if you're just wondering about the whole minutes that he plays or the system that he plays, and that he rolls the guys out there, look, maybe Joel could be a potential. You should just flag it because it's there, a potential injury risk. You know, you just if you're playing that much volume." I actually just think there's something going on in the water in Philly, and this is what shows you when you don't have a James Harden heliocentric basketball player. Mate, talk about this one. G'day, Shaq 2K. Currently playing against Embiid. It is not a fun. No, it is not.
No, it's not.
Shaq, it's not a fun time. In fact, I actually shit me sideways. Am I actually up against him in one of my leagues this week? I think I was up against him. No, I was up against Joel Embiid last week against Matrix, and I just lost out. I had the tightest fantasy battle from Matrix from the Insight Podcast Network last week. It went 5-4, and it came down to 2 free throws missed.
Oof.
Or 1 steal. I'm pretty sure it was one. Oh, no, it was 1 steal or 1 turnover and 1 free throw. It could have gone either way for both of us. So, mate, it is not a fun time. And the volume that he's getting, Skiddy, as you said, it's unbloody paralleled.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, but what do you bloody do? You just got to sit there and just hope that the refs don't call him for one game, and he only averages, he only gets 20. So, but
so when we talk about this, I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up. There you go. You brought up. I brought up the hashtag basketball thing for a reason, because when we talk about these and we talk about the plus scores and the plus minus and Z scores, we talk about what's good, what's bad, and we did that a bit with our good mate. Shout out to Matt from Fantasy Scores over in Canada. When you look at it across the board, like what's elite, it's like these dark green boxes. And there is, when you sort by rankings, this is the craziest shit happens when you sort by rankings. Of everyone that is elite in the NBA right now, and top players, the only person who is elite in 5 cats that can help you swing your league is Joel Embiid. Yeah. 600 from the field, 937 in the last 2 weeks from the free throw line, as you said, 40 points, 12 rebounds, and 2 blocks. It is almost unheard of to get a guy who is elite in 5 categories like that. Like it's even Jokic doesn't get that. Tally doesn't even get that. Like it's nuts. It's truly nuts. It's amazing.
Yeah. And like Jokic did it last year with points, rebounds. I think he was field goal percentage, free throws, and I think he had good steals at one point for a couple of weeks, and that got him going. But let's say with any waiver wire pickups that you like from this game.
Look, none really. I think today when we go through the way, guys coming in and getting minutes for me would probably be just the peripheral guys. I think with the outs that we've got, I'd probably be leaning like a Roko or a Batum, someone like that in Philadelphia. I think it has the potential for them to get a big run on. And if they do get a bit of a run on, that's where we can get some value out of these games. There's one that I want to get to the end of the game that I want to really touch on later on. But I think those are probably the main guys that I'm looking at for them. There's no one that's really getting my ire that I'm thinking I must add on this low volume, because the same thing as you said, Skiddy. You don't want to make an ad today to fuck yourself tomorrow. So we don't drop a guy. If we've got a full slate and that guy is better, you've got to pick your poison. Otherwise, you can pick again and get that game back, obviously. But if the guy is going to give you so much juice overall, you don't want to sacrifice too hard. But I think I'm going to leave this one alone for me and look elsewhere.
Yeah, I'm with you, mate. My thing that I'm starting to look at now as well is I'm starting to get into that zone where I'm looking at the people that are playing on Christmas Day. If I've got waiver wire ads to spare, seeing as there's no games on the last day of the fantasy week, I'm going to use a couple of my waiver wire transactions to focus on Christmas Day, because we know that there's only those games that are there, and they're pretty bloody valuable to start off the week next week. So, I'm starting to have a look at a couple of those players if I've got a couple of extra transitions. But yeah, I'm with you on that stuff. All for Toronto. Gary Trent Jr. is the only one doing it. He had that double the other day, but that's bloody absolute. There's no way that's happening again. But either way, let's crack on. Denver and Brooklyn. In Brooklyn, we still have no Ben Simmons, no Lonnie Walker, and then for the Nuggets, Aaron Gordon's game time, but it looks like he's going to play. It's going to be an all right game, I reckon. I reckon
this is going to be a good game. I think this is going to be a good game of basketball play, to be honest. Denver's the front. There's no one here that I'm looking at really. Reggie Jackson, can I just say, has been really good this season for Denver. So if you definitely need a point guard or some of those extra ones, I look at those stats there. I'd be probably leaning Reggie Jackson in this game as my number one target ad for me. How about you? Who are you liking in this one?
I don't really care for Jackson, but if Gordon for some reason does miss, I'd be looking at Peyton Watson. He's been putting up numbers when Gordon and MPJ haven't played, but Jackson's only been he's been not enough for me when Murray plays, but without Murray, he's been sensational. So when Murray didn't play the last 2 times, Jackson's gone for 20 points and 4 assists, and the time before that he went for 25, 6 assists. Again, he does nothing else with like that. But yeah, if Murray doesn't play tomorrow on the back-to-back, then there's Jackson could be a good hold. For Brooklyn, I'm not really looking at anyone here. I mean, now that Finney Smith lost the starting spot, I'd get rid of him. And what I really want to see is I've got to see something more out of Mikal Bridges. This is a bloke that some people took second round, third round, and he is not returning it well. Oh, there you go, beautiful. That's
Shaq. What do you guys think about finish the year?
Man, I'm a little bit worried about how Mikal's doing it, because he's taken way more shots and they're not going in, and there's a lot of them that are middies. And it seems like Brooklyn are they're trying to really force the ball into Mikal's hands to make the shot, but I think Mikal needs he needs someone else to do it. That's why Cam Thomas has been going off so much, because he can score out of anywhere.
His efficiency the last fortnight has been 358 from the floor. This is someone who's we're not used to seeing that. We're used to seeing 20 plus points per game. We're used to seeing 1 steal a game. this is a volume issue for him, but this is also the emergence of Cam Thomas on the floor as well. So Cam Thomas is it's a different beast out there when Cam Thomas runs with Mikal Bridges. A lot of these, so this is just we saw in the time where Cam Thomas was away, the Mikal was resurgent. Like those games that he put together, Skiddy, I loved what I was seeing from Mikal. Like he was absolutely on Fuego there. He was getting those almost 40-point pieces. He was doing it all across the floor. And then guess who comes back into the team? Oh, look, it's Cam. And he needs to eat because of the volume that Cam Thomas needs to operate at, which just kind of changes the looks you get. And I just think with the emergence of him, I'm disappointed as well. I traded for him and then I was really happy. And I thought there'd be this point in time where they just let Cam cook off the bench, Cam Thomas come in and be this guy. Yeah. He got reinstated as the starter. And that's been what it is. I think I'm kind of holding though, until I see how it shakes out with Ben Simmons back in the starting lineup. Yeah. I think that's where I'm looking at, Shaq.
Yeah, I can see that too. But me as a person that had Mikal Bridges, I just traded him for Tatum. So, but in the last 2 weeks, right? This is in the last 2 weeks. Mikal Bridges is the 258th ranked player. And he's the 329th ranked player in the last week. And that is purely because his field goal percentage is at 25%. And that's on massive volume as well. So
massive volume.
Yeah, 25% on 18 shots a game is just horrendous. His free throws are also down, which is really cutting. He hasn't had a block. He's had one block in the last 2 weeks in 7 games. And everything else is just down. So, he's really killing you like all over the boards. As I said, I traded him, but if you still have him, you got to hold him now because his value's in the absolute toilet. So you just got
100%. Yep, preach. You can't do anything else now apart from hold on to him and see where it goes in Brooklyn. And this can open up. Look, he does fluctuate sometimes as well. Like we have to think that players aren't going to be like not every single player is just going to be truly elite every single day of the week. Like it just doesn't happen like that. We want it to. We want it to, but it's not going to happen. So we just got to hold sometimes, Shaq, see where it goes. And me as an owner of him I think I own him in one league. I'm happy with him. I just want more. And I think it'll happen over time. And so we just wait for that time to present itself and we go from there, mate. And we get loose and we get fast and loose with it. Shaq, we get fast and loose. And the second that he does start to show a little bit more gusto, a little bit more, guess what? Put him in a really nice package, and then that might buy and get someone really nice. Like Skiddy, he did in one of our leagues. I think he fleeced someone more than a sheep at summertime.
He sent me the trade, and I just looked at him. Hell yeah! I mean, it was Vassell and Tatum for Butler and Bridges. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I was completely blown away that you got that deal. I was like, no. And I was trying to trade, and I'm still trying to trade for Tatum because I believe in Tatum this season. One of my things is that I try and always get the guys that, if I say, hey, I like this guy this season, I try and get them just to see how it goes. Because I'm not going to be one of these guys like, oh, I think you should ride this guy really, really high. I think it's I don't want to do that and then not put my money where my mouth kind of is, if that makes sense. So I put it out there I put that out there to get old mate. And I'm trying to get him from you. Well, it was you I was trying to get him from then. It ended up being so.
And I said no, and then you tried for me to throw in Derek White, who is the 7th.
No, I then made it more, and I sent you more than to Derek White. I didn't try and get a 2 for bloody 1. Don't you go saying shit like that. I didn't do that at all.
That you put if I say no to one trade, and then you try and put in Derek White, who's the 7th overall, the 7th ranked player in the last 2 weeks. He's absolutely.
I was putting in Donovan Mitchell in trades. I was putting and he had a bloody cold and flu this week, and I'm going to leave it there. And you know how good Don Mitchell is, so you can shut your sexy mouth. There was Don, and you know how much I love Don Mitchell. If I'm throwing away Donovan Mitchell, I am not getting a trash piece. I'm not going to do some shitty piece back for my boy, the Don Mitchell. Thank you very much. All right, Hawks and Heat. This one here. Injuries. Take us through who's in and who's out for the squad, brother.
Yep, no worries. So Atlanta, in Miami, we've still got Johnson still out, still Buffkin, still Griffin, still out for the Hawks, and then Jimmy Butler's out for Miami. So that means if you've still got Homie Huckers Jr., that is still a ride. He's just keep on. I'm keeping my eye out on Caleb Martin. He's currently on my radar. He's got the starting power forward spot over Kevin Love. So I'm keeping an eye on him. He's an all right source of points, maybe some defensive stats, a little bit of rebounds. He'll hit some threes as well. So we're pretty low turnover. So he's one that I'm keeping my eye on. I've been super impressed with Tyler Hero since he's come back. He's definitely that first point of scoring for the Heat. He's getting the points up there, which is really good to see. I'm interested to see how this game's going to go. With Murray, he'll be the one that's defending Hero, and then Bam versus Capella, because this is fairly even. So I think Trae Young might be able to get away a bit today. I think he might be able to put up a fairly big fantasy score. So yeah, I think I'm leading Atlanta tonight actually for an upset over Miami.
Yeah, look, and I like what's been going on in Atlanta. Sadiq Bey's efficiency has been down, but almost a double-double the other day for them. Okongwu getting 32 minutes the other day over Capella 21 was nice with the double-double. I'd like to see his block increase. The thing that I love about him is his high free throw percentage for a big man or for a stretch there. Yeah. But Bogdanovic just continues to be absolutely amazing this season in the role. And Trae Young, that's why he's the frame photo of today's episode. He has been absolutely cooking lately. Like, he's just found that groove after a pretty slow start. So I actually might be with you on that one, and I actually will lean the Hawks, even though Miami is 185 favored over those guys. Here we go. Another one from Shaq. Not sure when you guys have your fantasy playoffs, but on week 19, the Nets have 5 games in a week. That's been one of the bright spots of holding him. That is also correct, Shaq. When I did that, I think it's belayed by. Let me bring up the schedule, because there was one when I looked at the schedule grid for them around those times. And it all depends on when your league settings is, Shaq. So you probably bring a really good point to mind. People should get familiar with when their playoff spots are, because the Brooklyn Nets are the only team that week that have 5. The great thing about that is they have 4 games for 3 weeks leading in as well. So they have a 4, a 4, a 4, and a 5. I'm pretty sure from memory, and I'm just checking on that now as well. But the detriment to that is to be careful, because in week 20, you've got 3 games, and week 21, you've got 3 games. So just know when your playoffs are, because that can help cement you. 3's okay, and especially if they're at the front end of that week as well. So if I was to look down at week 20 and see when that Brooklyn Nets game is, here we go, Brooklyn Nets 3 games. If I go into their schedule and break it down by them, I'll look into that. I'll look into that for you, Shaq. Skiddy, you want to take us through the next game, and I'll come back to that with Shaq I just want to
quickly say on that, Shaq, it is nice that he has 5 games, but if he's playing as shit as he is now, he's going to destroy your field goal percentage in those 5 games. And that is not what you want. You don't want to be having someone that's going to be shooting 25% on 20 shots a game, because then your free throw, then your field goal percentage is just in the toilet. But let me just quickly go back as well. You mentioned Bogdanovic and how good he's been, Matty G.
He's been
so good. Have a guess at what Bogdanovic is ranked in the last 2 weeks of how good he's been.
Top 25, 100%.
Mate, well past top 25. He is 6th.
Yeah, he's been.
He's 6th. That's unreal to think of. That so it goes Embiid, Kawhi, Shea, Derek White, Anthony Davis, and then Bogdanovic, which means he is beating out players that have been on absolute heaters right now in James Harden, Fred VanVleet, Chet Holmgren, Damian Lillard. Holy shit, CJ McCollum's 12th. That's outrageous as well. But that's how good Bogdan has been. So if you picked him up in those later, really.
And I want to shout out. This is where I'm going to get vehemently angry now, Skiddy. And you know how I don't get angry very often. In Insight B League, before this season, I was making a trade with the bloke, and this was before the Tyrese Maxey news went to Philly. So I was talking about a guy for a trade, and we didn't do it. And the next day I came back, and then hours later, just before the trade happened, I had Kobe White, who wasn't doing that well, and Bogdan, who was actually doing okay. I had him in a trade for Tyrese Maxey when it was announced that this was just before I was talking that Harden was going to be traded to the Clippers.
Yeah.
And then the day that goes, that afternoon after we've accepted the trade, the Maxey announcement comes out. So there's Kobe White at the beginning struggling, who I believed in good things for this season, and Bogdan, who I believed in good things for as a 6th man of the year candidate and an absolute scorcher for Tyrese Maxey. And I don't think that's insane now to say.
No, No, it's very fair. It would have been pretty fair at the time as well. It's just that, you've been banking on whichever upside came from. But, and that's where it was. So lucky. But, we digress. Let's move on to...
And just to answer Shaq's question, we'll move on. Shaq's question, by the way, that Brooklyn Nets game, this is where it can kook you. They play their first game on Wednesday in week 20. So they play their first game on the 20, and then they play a back-to-back on the Saturday and Sunday. So you've got to make a choice to... Like, you can hold him for those 4 and those 5 gamers, but just Shaq on that, the Brooklyn Nets in week 20 of your playoffs, they play Orlando, Indiana, and then San Antonio. So the strength of schedule for Orlando and Indiana is pretty strong. San Antonio, obviously weak. So there's just a little thing to keep in mind with that playoffs for that 3-game week. Then, take us to the next one, big dog.
Yeah, so this is the Dallas almost Mavericks versus the Houston Rockets in Houston. Dallas are without Luka, Exum, Green, Irving, Kleber, and Lively, with Seth Curry also a game-time decision. And the Rockets, Curry, Eason is a game-time decision. So I'll tell you what, this is stream galore right here, mate. This is, what do you pick your poison? I'm picking Jaden Hardy. I'm going Jaden Hardy here, man. That's going to be, I think, 20 points today. With a few assists, he's going to have to be the one to do the offense. Or this could be a Tim Hardaway game where we see 30 points on 20 shots, or he could score 10 points on 30 shots and really fuck you. So this is no worries, Shaq, mate. This is going to be a very interesting game to see. From the Rockets side, I'm just, they're just keeping on. They've had a couple of losses in the last 2. Shengun's still been amazing. Jabari Smith had an absolute blinder last game. I think
huge one. Huge.
That's why, that's why we like that fantasy profile of Jabari Smith Jr.
Oh, 100%.
Jalen Green's been a little bit down, but Freddie Van Vliet has been absolutely and fuego.
Vindication.
God, has he? I mean, his field goal percentage has still been shitouts, but his last 2 games, he's had 32, 4 rebounds, 15 assists and a steal, and then the game before that, he had 27, 8 rebounds, 17 assists, 2 steals and a block. And it's good to see that his steals have come back. That's what we wanted to see out of Fred.
That's it.
The field goal percentage, you knew what you were going to get out of Freddie when you drafted him, like 3rd or 4th round, but his ability to get blocks as a small guard and the steals is what really entices to have him that high. The assists and the points, we know that's going to come with the threes. So I'm really happy. I have Fred in the league, and him being able to get back to his steals. He's had 1, 2, 1, 4, and 3 in his last 5. So he's getting himself back up there. I think the Rock, and actually, just as I said, Freddie is the 9th ranked player in fantasy over the last 2 weeks. So he's definitely returning now. And I think this is the best bet of the day. This is the Rockets to beat the Mavericks. They're going to this is not an impressive Mavericks team right now.
No, it's not. And like it's a short odds favorite too. 126 Houston, $4 to Dallas. So we'll see what they go there. I think we've just gone over those main streams there. Look, Jaden Hardy is number 1 with the bullet. If you're doing your research over on ESPN and you're wondering what guys are hot anywhere else, or if you're in Yahoo and you're picking this up this morning, Jaden Hardy has been, Derek Lively has been dropped by a lot of teams this morning. But if we look at who's hot and the transaction trends, what we'll actually see is that the number 1 added player has been Jaden Hardy and Derek Jones Jr. So there's been 10,853 ads for Derek Jones Jr. and 9,300 for Jaden Hardy. To show you how much that actually changes their odds of ownership, Derek Jones Jr. was only added in 12% of leagues. He's now at 22%, up 10% in the last day with this information. And Jaden Hardy has flown in as well. He was only 2% rostered. Old mate is now going up 9% to be 11% rostered, but he's going to come in there and do some cooking today. As you said, mate, I think you'll bang on. Those 2 guys are the guys you absolutely want to look at as they're probably the 2 must-stream guys of the day if you can pick them up and play them in.
Yeah, I'd say if Timmy Hardaway Jr. is still there, then you have that game.
Yeah, Timmy Hardaway. Yep. Sorry, Timmy.
Because he could easily go for 35. I mean, he can destroy your field goal percentage, but if you're already down in that, you're not being able to come back. It's a bloody easy pick to go with Tim Hardaway Jr. because you just bank on that.
Oh, 100% you can. Tim Hardaway Jr. is kind of like a spiritual leader of the team, presence on floor. You're not going to probably be able to get him in a few leagues because I know that people are very cheeky, Skiddy, on putting him in into their teams and slotting him in plug and plays. So it's probably going to be a bit of a tough grab if he is there. Let me bring Timmy Hardaway Jr. and just see where he is on the Yahoo watch list. And do you want to introduce the next game for us while I find out on THJ?
Yeah, mate. So next game we have the Wizards and the Warriors.
Wizards.
Very, very, very impressive win by the Warriors against the Celtics the other day. I thought they were playing fantastic, especially how bad they'd been playing previously to that. So Wizards, we have no Johnny Davis, Danilo Gallinari's out, and Dylan Wright is out. And for the Warriors, no Green, obviously, because he's a dog. No Gary Payton as well. Brandon Podziemski is a game-time decision. We'll see if he plays. If he doesn't play, then we give the green light to Moses Moody. He can be an all right source of threes, a couple of points, a little bit of here and there. Podziemski's been absolutely fantastic. We said this when we were doing our rookie preview at the start of the year. This guy can be an absolute triple-double stud. And he's really been showing that as well once he's actually gotten the starters minutes. Kuminga still a hold in my opinion with Green out. He's the starter. He's getting a little bit less minutes, but that's all right. I don't know about you, but I'm not touching this center rotation for the Warriors because Looney.
I am. I'm flirting.
Trace Jackson Davis, man, if he gets those minutes up, because as we saw in that last game against the Celtics in overtime, they finished with him, and he played so well. So this is where we keep our eye on. He's not there yet.
And this is what I talk about eyes. Put your hands over your eyes right now. Let me take you into the red room, Skiddy, and put a blindfold on you. Put your hands up over your eyes. This is why I'm messing with the rotation right now. In the last week, since he's been getting some resemblance of minutes, close your bloody eyes, you sexy bastard. What do you think Trace Jackson Davis is being ranked in the past week?
Oh, past week, yeah.
Past week.
I'd say he'd be top 50.
He is top 50. He is 35th. You beautiful man. I love when your eyes are closed. Just want to trace the outline of your body with a feather. Yeah, mate. Wow. He's at 688 field goal percentage, 100% from the line. 10.5 rebounds, 2 blocks. Like the guy is definitely he's definitely a shift turner for you.
I'm there's the thing that he's 100% from the line. He didn't do that in college, but he is on my radar. I have to see the more. I have to see the minutes to be able to stick there because we know Looney is a very capable center. Starich gets in there to be able to space the floor as well, so they like using that. Trace doesn't space the floor, so I have to see the minutes stay. And I know his numbers got a little bit inflated as well because of overtime in that last game. So that's why I'm got my eyes on him, but I'm not there ready to pull the trigger yet. I'm
going to stream him in because I need a game. And if I need a game and he's there and I need a big man, I'm picking up Trace. And there's something. And they have the back-to-back too. So if you if in a one-center league, that probably handicaps you because you've already probably got your main center, your big dog there that's going to eat. However, you do want to get him in today. And really, if you're boring those, and those are rebounds, blocks, field goal percentage are in the balance, this is where you could look to bring a guy. I think he is the center pickup of the day of all of the ads. I think that's the center ad for me for the day, apart from my next one. And I want to get to it because I'm so excited.
Do you know Trace actually isn't? He's not listed as a center on ESPN. He's actually a power forward and straight. There you go. That's it.
And you can get him dual eligibility. I am pretty sure in Yahoo.
Okay, cool. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh no, he's just straight power forward. Oh, interesting. But he's got power forward center listing. They'll probably update that. No, he is power forward center on Yahoo. He is power forward center. His name is just so long. His name is so long that it buffs out the comma C at the end of it. So well done to him. Yeah. I am so excited for the next one because I'm about to put my money where my mouth is in one league, and you're going to see this come up. I've been waiting to do this with you all morning, Skiddy. You know that I try and make a random ad that I don't need to, or I need to. I do it live so I can call myself out on something, and I'm about to do it right now. I'm going to my team on Yahoo. I'm just going to do it. I'm just so excited for this. Have you got your phone? Have you got your phone there?
Myself, what I've been thinking is going to be the best pickup of the day for a centre. Mike's also said it in the chat. Yes, surely it's Drew Eubanks from the Phoenix Suns.
Has Mike said it in here? Yes, it's yes, Mike. Yes, Mike. I am talking about Drew Eubanks. I'm dropping Kelly Olynyk. Should I drop Kelly? Oh, do I do? I don't want to drop Kelly Olynyk. I always feel emotionally tied to Kelly.
For people that haven't heard yet, Yusuf Nurkic is out today for the Phoenix Suns. Same as Brad Beal, obviously, and maybe Joshua Kogi. He's a game time decision against the Sacramento Kings. Yes, they have Chimezie Metu listed as the starting center, but Drew Eubanks is the one that we want to pick up here. He is a great blocks per minute player. Rebounds good. His field goal percentage is great, and his free throws don't absolutely kill you. So they have to play Eubanks, because if they play Chimezie Metu against Sabonis, he's going to
absolutely get roasted. Roasted.
Your body, it has to be Eubanks. So Eubanks is definitely a go today. You don't get the back-to-back, unfortunately, because Phoenix don't play tomorrow. So that's one thing to look out for. But yeah, it's Eubanks as a pickup for today, because that's a ripping pickup. So and I'm this is going to be a ripping game. I love watching how Sacramento are playing at the moment. That's just it's ridiculous that Sacramento are that fun to watch with Sabonis, Fox, and Murray. It's
and here it is. And now here it is, Skiddy. So you're my evidence that I've done this live. I've done this now live. Flying toilet. Where's the Matrix? He doesn't do the Saturday show. He doesn't do the Saturday or Friday night show. This is Heat Check.
Yeah.
This is Heat Check, Flying toilet.
Yeah, I love Matrix too. But
I love Matrix too. But this is not grit and grind. This isn't. I'll tell him this tomorrow night, that a bloke called a Flying Toilet wanted to know where Matrix was on our show on the Sunday night gear. This one here. Oh, hello. Mike's back. Any chance Nurk stays sideline and doesn't play on Christmas, or is Eubanks a one-game stream only? Look, just stay updated. Oh, he's a Matrix. Oh, look at this. He's a Matrix fanboy. He knows you. Oh, we'll say g'day for you, Flying Toilet. And now you should fanboy. We're a fan, but I'm actually seeing Skiddy. I'm actually seeing Matrix today for the first time ever in the flesh.
Oh,
in the flesh, we're actually seeing each other now. So I want to shout out, because we're talking about this game. I want to shout out to all of the Phoenix Suns fans and the Bright Side of the Sun podcast guys. They've got a watch party up in Brisbane at Chermside. One of my best mates, Nate. So I'm going to go up there to the Bright Side of the Sun podcast today. They've got a watch party for that game, mate. There we go. Oh, look at this one. He's giving us odds. Matrix at 1, Hammer 2, Brain 3, and Matty G can be 4th. Oh, thank you. I'll take being the second best, Matty. No, be nice to Toilet. But also, I'm taller than all of those blokes, and I'm a better bloke. They're all good blokes. What am I talking about? They're all. We have a beautiful bunch of lads, to be honest, in the and these guys. So shout out Flying Toilet.
Back to this. Why he's sidelined at Christmas? I'm pretty sure it's a personal reason why Nurkic isn't playing today. Personal reasons. So. I mean, shit, it'd be you'd have to be a pretty good bloody personal reason not to play on Christmas. But I haven't heard anything about if he's planning on playing on Christmas or not. I think they're letting him step away prior to, and then he'll still be a chance to play, be able to play Christmas.
And I just want to say,
that's fine. If I go undrafted, I'll play for the Heat, and I'll be an absolute superstar. So don't you worry.
You like that? You like Ben Wallace, mate. You like Ben Wallace. You like the attitude. You like that one.
Ben Wallace, man.
Also, a flying toilet in just general concept would absolutely terrify me.
A flying toilet,
that would absolutely. You'd be shit scared.
Oh.
Thank you. I do need. Thank you. Thank you. That's got to make me have had a braino at $3. Surely it puts me ahead. I don't know if I can mess with Hammer. This bloke's obviously an NBL plan, but we'll also make sure we shout out to you tomorrow. Hey, Dasher Dog's here. She's come running on in. It's pretty much time we wrap it up, mate. Let's put one in the chat. Do you want to go through it and we'll pick out a couple things? I'll let you lead this one. We'll finish up the show with our. We don't have a brand for this. I'm going to make a thing. I'm just going to do maybe this because you and I.
Talk about this hot guy and let me out.
Yeah, let's get some. Mate, let's bring something up there. Let's go back to the top of the games and let's recap our winners, losers, and where we think it's going to go today. We know that he's been averaging 40 points. Joel for 30 to start the day. Nick Nurse, Raptors, revenge game.
Yeah, my main takeaway for this one is going to be Philly to win. Jakob Poeltl, I believe, is going to fall to the same fate that every other centre has in the last couple of games, and he will be in foul trouble within the first quarter, and then Embiid will start to cook the backups like he did to the Timberwolves yesterday, or the day before. Gobert and Towns were both in foul trouble in about the first 5 minutes of the game.
Ridiculous.
So I think Poeltl for unders if that's going all right. And Embiid's just going to take that. Philly should take the win.
Yeah, 100%. We're going to bring down the old points on old mate. Do we like any Raptors action whatsoever?
Man, I actually don't mind. Actually, now that I think about it, I actually don't like Philly head-to-head. I think the Raptors have got good size and good length to be able to combat the rest of Philadelphia's lineup. They're going to need a big game out of someone that's not named Maxey or Embiid as well to take this win here. So I think I just like Jakob Poeltl unders, and that's pretty much about it for that game for me.
I've gone Jakob Poeltl unders. Look, you're better at finding the unders. You bring up the unders. You put the bet slip on. You bring up the bet slip.
I got you.
You do that one. You bring up the bet slip for that one, and we'll put up that one. I like Joel for 29 points. And one made 3 for OG Anunoby.
Okay. 1-3 for OG. I just saw it looks like Sportsbet have also caught on to what Embiid's been doing against other centers, and Poeltl's over under is 8.5. So I hate it now.
There you go.
So I'm ripping that.
There we go. Obviously Denver and the Nets. We're looking at who here? Or we're staying away from it?
I'm going with Denver. I just think they're better. And that's it. I just don't think that the Nets have enough firepower and enough ability to be able to knock off the reigning champs. And they've got their whole team healthy. So, I'm sticking with Denver here.
I'm looking at Mikal Bridges because we said it earlier for 16.5. I think Mikal can hit this on this one. I don't think the defense is there to be able to contain everyone. They'll put KCP out on Cam Thomas.
I think Gordon will go to Mikal and KCP will go to Cam, and then they'll just try and beat them by that.
And Gordon coming back a little bit injured and not fully himself. I think there's a chance there that Mikal's quicker. So I'd back the points on Mikal at 16.5.
Okay.
Especially because we shit talk him today. And every time we shit talk a bloke or we say something that we don't like about a guy, he does something well that day. So let's use opposite law of averages. You say the Rockets straight up there, and Fred VanVleet over 8 assists if we can get it for a decent money, over 8.
I think that should be all right. It's actually probably shit. It's $1.28, so we'll take that. That's fine.
Yeah, we'll take Fred VanVleet at $1.28, 100% on that one. We've got the Miami Heat and the Atlanta Hawks game today.
This is where I'm thinking upset. I'm thinking Hawks. I'm thinking Hawks. They've been playing really good basketball as of late, and I think without Jimmy Butler there for the Heat, it's always a close game between Hawks and Heat as well. I just think that this could be a big Trae Young game, and I'll back the Hawks to be able to knock them off.
Yeah, I like that as well. I'm going to put that one on there. I'm going to put Mikal in on this. I'm just playing around to make sure that I'm looking at the right thing to finish it off. There's Mikal. Wow, there he is. This is a nice play. Alternate point, by the way, for the Nuggets versus, and this is something that I'm going to be interesting on. Nuggets versus, I'm going to put in Nick Claxton for 10 points. He's been a double-double machine. Jokic against traditional big centers. He does not, I'm not going to say he struggles because he's Jokic, but those traditional centers, he kind of lets them get near the rim a little bit without that shot blocking presence he's had this season. And Claxton's bread and butter is those near dumps out. So I'm just going to put in him for over 8.5 points. I think it's a fine line to be able to expect that out of Nick Claxton today because he has been absolutely huge with that one. Next one down the ladder, who we got there? Skidmore, Phoenix.
Just saying the last time that the Nuggets played the Nets, which was a couple of weeks ago, last week actually, Claxton did have 10 and 9. Jokic had an absolute massive triple-double. And Mikal Bridges scored 9. So that's what happened the last time that they played.
I don't think he's going to be that bad again. Surely he's not that bad again.
Shit, last couple of weeks, so we'll see how they go. Well, we got Phoenix and Kings. I think this one. I think this is the one where there's always those kind of games where you can kind of go, okay, I can actually build a good same game multi in an actual game where you can just go, okay, this might get over, and you just have an absolute a bit of a swing at it. This is the game, Kings and Suns. It's going to be a good game. They always play well against each other, so. I really like this game. I think last time they played, what was it? Yeah, Kings have won the last 2, and they've both been high-scoring affairs.
Shabesi Metu revenge game?
Oh, Jesus. Well, I couldn't say about that one. But yeah, Kings bowled them last time. Fox had 34 and 7. Booker had 28, 7 and 7. So, Sabonis had a massive 15 and 17. Sabonis could be the one that we're looking at here for rebounds overs. Also, if they take the Kings with Sabonis winning the matchup against Eubanks. Actually, I don't think KD played that game.
He didn't. No,
he did not actually. You're right. It was just Booker. I've still got the Kings. I'd take KD. I think he's going to have a pretty good scoring output this game.
I think he's going to be absolutely a freaking weapon. I'm staying away from a couple of things. The one thing I was curious by Jordan Poole in this next one, we're looking at the next game for the Washington Wizards and the Golden State Warriors. Do we think there's a little bit of extra? Do we think there's a bit of spice in this one? Jordan Poole alternate points at $1.30 is 16 and a half.
Oh yeah, he should get that. I think that, especially the way that it happened with the Warriors, I feel like Jordan Poole he's going to want to come out and score as much as he can. So surely the other Wizards players just kind of just go, let's just let him go. Let's just try and get him some points. So I don't mind that. I think Warriors still win this, but
100%.
I think,
I hate this, by the way, that Kyle Kuzma for 6 rebounds is $1.37, but every time we put Kuz in something, it never comes off.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, no Kuz. He stuffs this up. But
every time.
I'll tell you, I almost can see the Wizards win this game. I don't know why, but
really?
I just have a thing where I'm like, Warriors tend to step up against big games against big teams, and then they kind of take their foot off the gas against shitter teams. And I can actually see the Wizards getting on a roll and almost pinning the Warriors. And I don't know why I'm thinking it, but because everything tells me no, because Wizards suck. But I feel like the line is what is it? It's 10, isn't it?
Well, they've won 2 of their last 5, and I can't believe I'm saying that when it comes to the Washington Wizards basketball organization. Yeah, and the Warriors are on a 2-game skid. So I think this is...
The line's 11.5. I'd take the Wizards at the line. It's 11.5. I can't see the Warriors belting them.
I might just remove it. I might just remove a head-to-head on that entirely.
Yeah, it's only $1.15.
I'm removing the line. You put too many doubts in my head, Jake. You put too many heads in this Skiddy, and now I'm...
It's only $1.15, so who gives a shit?
Here we go. Done. That's it. We're done. We've done it. We've locked it in. That's been Weekend Heat Check. My man. Thank you so much. Thank you very much to all our guys. Thank you, Jimmy Kuso. Thank you to Flying Toilet, Mike. We've got Shaq 2K in there from the day. Mate, good chats, good people in there. Take care of yourselves. Drive safe this holiday weekend. Be safe before Christmas. We'll chat to you very, very soon. This has been an Insight NBA podcast. Bye-bye, Skiddy.
See you, matey J.